gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Nick Beasley Show.
It's the Nick Beasley Show, yeah, you already know. From the field to the court where the champions grow. Wrestling rings to the diamond glow. Catch the vibe, let's go, let's go.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome to a live edition of the Nick Beasley Show. If you don't catch it live, you can always catch the replay on YouTube. Guys, this is my Royal Rumble prediction show. I'm going to be going through all the matches. I'm going to be talking about the wrestlers that are confirmed for both the women's and men's Royal Rumble as of right now, as of this live stream, as well as talking about the two main card matches that have been announced for right now. But let's start with, honestly, my favorite Rumble match of the year since they've added it. Let's talk about the Women's Royal Rumble. Now, when you look at the names, the Women's Rumble is scheduled to have Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, Raquel Rodriguez, Bayley, Asuka, Lyra Valkyria, and Kairi Sane. That is the confirmed names right now. Now, I'm not going to apologize for this. I want Liv to win. I'm a Liv Morgan fan. I have been. I always will be. I love Liv. So I personally want Liv Morgan to win. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't mean there's not other women on there that can win. Obviously, Rhea Ripley's an option. Bayley could win this year. I think she won it 2 years ago. Asuka could always win. She won the first Women's Royal Rumble. Io, I love Io. It would be awesome to see her win. They're giving a massive push to Raquel right now. But they've already scheduled for her to have a title match next Monday on Raw, so that kind of makes me feel like she's not going to win. Roxanne, they're pushing, but they're kind of pushing her with Liv to be a tag team, which I don't love. Lyra, they are pushing heavy right now, which I absolutely love. The fact that Lyra's getting a rub, because she's an absolute, a great fucking wrestler. She's a great professional wrestler. But when I look at this, this list of women that are confirmed, obviously there's some that could return, right? There's always women that can return. I've seen a lot of people say they want Paige to come back. I loved Paige. If she wants to come back, I would love to see it. Nikki Bella is rumored to be in Saudi right now, so she may be in the Rumble. You have Bianca Belair. We haven't seen her in a while. Tiffany Stratton, she could be coming back. Jade Cargill probably going to be in the Rumble. Or no, I think Jade's women's world champion, isn't she? Yeah, my bad. I think she is. Lash Legend, she's got to be in it. Nia Jax probably going to be in it. There's a ton of them that I think could be in it. There's a ton of returns I think we could see. Maybe you see Mickie James come back. Maybe you see Trish Stratus. Maybe Lita, Becky Lynch. Maybe she'll be in it. AJ Lee, she's probably going to return and come back in the Rumble. There's a lot of women that could easily return. My prediction for who I think is going to win, I feel like they're going to have Liv Morgan win. Let me explain. So I feel like they'll have Liv win, and then at the following Monday Night Raw, they will have Raquel beat Stephanie, and then Liv chooses Raquel for Mania. And that starts to set the tension of, the Judgment Day's breaking up. Right now, Dom is out with injury. I think he's coming back at Rumble. I'm not sure. Finn's going after the world title. JD, I think he's out with injury as well. So you've really only got Finn, Roxanne, Raquel, and Liv. I think you do the turn before Dom and JD come back, and then Dom and JD either. I think Dom goes with Liv because I don't think they're going to break up Liv Dom, and I think JD goes with Finn because one, he was trained by Finn. Two, he's like actually really good friends with Finn. So that's just where I'm at with it. I think Liv wins and then picks Raquel. I think Raquel wins the world title on Monday Night Raw. So that's where I think we're going with this. Is Liv and Raquel for the Women's World Championship at Monday Night Raw. Or at WrestleMania. And it gets started with Liv winning the Rumble. And then Raquel winning the title on Monday. And then Liv going, I got to pick my guy. I got to pick the girl I'm going to face. I'm gonna pick my sister, right? I'm going to pick my sister and Raquel. And then we finally get kind of this is where the turn's going to happen. And then I think we get the turn. Where Liv and Roxanne turn on Raquel. Because Raquel is at a point where she doesn't need Liv and Roxanne to carry her. And Roxanne still needs Liv. So I think, obviously, Liv's at a point where she doesn't need anybody to carry her. So I think breaking up Liv and Raquel, splitting them, having that be followed up with Roxanne going with Liv, Raquel's by herself. She'll be obviously the baby face. I think you keep Liv heel for now. I think you keep Roxanne heel for a while. I do think eventually Liv turns on Roxanne. Or vice versa. I think maybe Roxanne turns on Liv. The fans are going to cheer if Liv turns on Roxanne, though. So you could do either one and have Liv be the babyface coming out of that. Especially if Dom's back. So this is where I'm at with it. But I do think Liv absolutely wins the Royal Rumble for the women. Just my opinion. Let's go to the next match that I want to talk about here, which is Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. What are we doing? Listen, I love Sami. But Drew just won the title. And here's my worry. Because it's in Saudi Arabia, because Sami is like a god to the people of Saudi, I could see them putting the title on Sami. I could see he got the win in Montreal, right? He got the big win in his hometown on Saturday night's main event last weekend to get this match, and now he's going to a country that absolutely loves him. And I do think the Saudi government has a lot to do with WWE booking when it comes to these shows. And they've been running this underdog story with Sami for so long. I could see Sami winning it. Now, do I want Sami's first title win to come, or first world title win, to come not on U.S. soil or not on Canadian soil? Hell no. But I do think they do this. I think Sami could win this thing. For no other reason, but it's in Saudi. And again, I think the Saudi government really pushes who they want. So I feel like that's... I just feel like they're going to have Sami win, which is not a problem. I have no problem with Sami winning. Don't get me wrong. I love Sami. But I feel like Drew just got the title back not that long ago. Just got his moment in front of fans. And now we're going to rip it away from him so that Sami can have his moment. And I don't think that's fair to Drew. And I really don't think it's fair to Sami because I don't think fans are not bored of Drew. They're not ready for Drew to walk away. They want Drew to carry the thing into Mania, but We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I do think Sammy wins. The next match on the card, AJ Styles versus Gunther, or the career killer, Gunther. For AJ Styles' career on the line. If AJ loses, he has to retire. I've thought all along AJ's not losing this match. Like, I have genuinely thought all along there is no way AJ loses this match. Like, it was just not something that was going to happen. Like, you're not going to... He's not losing this early in 2026 when all the fans know 2026 is his last year in wrestling. There's no way they do this. They're going to do it. I do think AJ retires at Rumble. I think he retires from WWE and he goes to TNA. Now, I say that because I think AJ wants one last kind of little run in TNA to wrestle some guys. So I do think AJ loses this match to Gunther. I really do. We'll see what happens, obviously, but yeah, I feel like AJ's losing this match. Like, I didn't feel that way until Monday night when they did Punk AJ at the end of Raw for the main event, and they made a point to say Punk and AJ had never wrestled before in WWE, and they made the match for that night. It felt like, okay, AJ's retiring. Which, by the way, he came in 2016 at the Royal Rumble, so for him to end his career in WWE in 2026 at the Rumble, plus apparently his contract is up at the end of the month anyway, so unless they've added some time to it behind the scenes that we don't know about, I do think AJ loses and his career is over. But we will see. We will see. Now, the men's Royal Rumble, which will probably main event the show if I had to guess. The confirmed names for the men's Rumble are Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Gunther, Rey Mysterio, Penta, Dragon Lee, Jey Uso, Solo Sikoa, Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, Javon Evans, Oba Femi, and as of today, Brock Lesnar. He confirmed it on McAfee's show. All I'm going to say is this: for the love of God, do not have Brock win that fucking Royal Rumble. This is Braun Breaker's Rumble. Listen, I love Roman, right? I would love for Roman to win. Hell no. I want Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker has to win the Rumble. They've been building him to win this fucking thing. You've got the entire group of the Vision in the Rumble to secure that he will win it. Triple H. Hey, Paul, listen to me. Do not mess this up. This is Braun Breaker's Rumble. Braun's got to win it. He goes on to Mania to face CM Punk. He beats Punk. Seth comes back, and we get Seth and Breaker at SummerSlam for the title. It is time to put the World Championship on Braun Breaker. It is past due, in my opinion. Should have been done a year ago. It wasn't. I'm okay with it now. He's gotten better on the mic. He's gotten better in the ring. He's ready. Strap the fucking rocket to him and let him go to the fucking moon. I apologize for the language, but seriously, strap it and let him go. I'm not going to predict any. I think Jericho probably returns at Rumble. That's the one name I've heard floated around. I think maybe if Dom is healthy, he comes back for Rumble. I'm not going to predict very many entrants for this men's rumble. I'm not going to go into great detail about the men's rumble, other than Braun Breaker better win it. And I will be watching the rumble. I will also be at the Senior Bowl, doing some media coverage, but I will be watching the rumble on my phone via the ESPN app. I'm not using a VPN, guys. But if you want to watch the rumble and you don't want to pay the $30 for ESPN, by all means use the VPN. But I already paid the $30 for ESPN anyway because I watch all other sports. So I'm not going to use the VPN. But if you feel like you want to watch the rumble and you don't want to pay for the ESPN Unlimited plan, use a VPN. I just hope they strap the rocket to Braun Breaker. The Royal Rumble is about making stars. Braun Breaker could be the biggest star the company's had since Roman Reigns. Like, Roman's about to fade out, too. That's the other thing. Appreciate it, Herb. And yes, I know it's Herb. Appreciate it. But again, guys, Braun Breaker is the built-in prototype for what you want your world champion to look like, sound like, and act like. He looks like a badass, he sounds like a badass, and he wrestles like a badass. If you don't strap the rocket to him now at the Rumble and have him win it, have him go to Mania and beat Punk, and then have him and Seth at SummerSlam, you've missed your opportunity completely. It would be the same thing you did with LA Knight 2 years ago when, genuinely, and again, I'm a Roman fan. I love Roman Reigns. LA Knight should have beaten Roman Reigns 2 years ago. That should have happened. Sammy should have beaten Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber, I think it was 2 years ago. That should have happened. You missed your mark. You can make up for Sammy on Saturday if you have Sammy beat Drew in Saudi, which I do think is what they're going to do, and I do think that's what you have happen. Do not miss your mark with Braun Breaker. Do not miss your mark with him because he is an absolute megastar. And if you play your cards right, he can be the biggest star you've had ever. Ever. He can be bigger than The Rock, bigger than Stone Cold, bigger than Shawn Michaels, bigger than Triple H, bigger than Brock, bigger than Roman, bigger than Seth. Everybody. If you play your cards right with Braun Breaker, he can be the biggest superstar the company has ever seen. Strap the rocket to him, let him go to the moon, and watch what that kid will do. He's like 26 or 27 years old. He's still young. And the same thing can be said for him and Dominic Mysterio. You can strap the rocket to either one of those guys, and they're going to take the company to an astronomical height. That's how good they are. Dom, if he's coming back from injury, it's not okay. I would be okay with Dom winning the Rumble if he had been on TV this entire time. If he's coming back from injury and he's going to be at the Rumble, give him a great showing. Give him a hell of a showing. Do not have him win it. Braun Breaker, you've got Logan Paul in there. You've got Bronson Reed in there. You've got Austin Theory in there. Strap the rocket to Braun Breaker. I don't care what you have to do. I don't care if Braun's got to throw over Brock Lesnar and throw over Cody Rhodes and throw over everybody in the Rumble. Have him eliminate all 29 guys, for all I care. Just do not let his feet hit the floor. And if it's an accident and it accidentally happens, the ref, you didn't see it. It didn't happen. Because if you flub this up and you don't pull the trigger now, you're going to miss your opportunity and you're going to screw up the story going into WrestleMania. The story going into WrestleMania needs to be Braun Breaker versus CM Punk, with the idea that Seth is coming back for revenge. And then we get to Mania. Night 2, Braun beats Punk, or Night 1. Either one's fine with me. Braun beats Punk for the world title. All right, you've now had Punk be world champion for a good while, so you got him in his run. Good job. Braun beats Punk. Seth's music hits. He comes back. He attacks Braun Breaker. The Vision turns on Braun Breaker. And then the story going into SummerSlam is Braun Breaker as the babyface with Seth Rollins as your heel. And you have Braun squash him. I understand how good Seth is. I understand how good Punk is. Punk is almost, I think he's actually already like 46 or 47 years old. Seth is almost 40. Braun Breaker is 27 years old. There is no reason he should not be a world champion. He should actually be the world champion right now. But I understand you didn't want to pull the trigger on a Monday Night Raw. And that's okay. Do not miss your opportunity to pull the trigger at Mania. And it starts with him winning the Rumble. I don't want him losing the Rumble and then going and winning the Chamber. And, oh, I beat up 5 guys. That's not impressive. Have him beat 30 men or 29 men in the Royal Rumble. Have him go and destroy Punk at Mania. Then have him go destroy Seth at SummerSlam. And watch what the kid will do. Herb, I appreciate you being in here. Yeah, man, dude. Royal Rumble is one of my favorites. It's Rumble. It's Rumble for me. Then it's Mania. Then it's ironically Survivor Series now with the War Games match type. And then I think that's it. Those are my 3 favorites. There's really not enough. I mean, SummerSlam's there, but SummerSlam's kind of fallen off a little bit as far as being one of the big 4. But yeah, Rumble's my favorite too, man. And mainly just because of the surprises. So just to recap, I think Liv Morgan does win the Women's Royal Rumble. I think you have Raquel beat Stephanie on Monday Night Raw for the world title. Liv chooses Raquel. We get the turn. Liv and Roxanne turn on Raquel. That's your Mania match there for the women. For one of the women's titles. For the Raw women's title. For the women's world title. I think Sammy does end up beating Drew. Because it's in Saudi. And because of how much the people of Saudi love Sami Zayn. I think Gunther does retire AJ. And I think you have to have Braun Breaker win the Royal Rumble. Those are my picks for the Royal Rumble this Saturday. Make sure to check it out again on Netflix internationally. Or if you're in the U.S. and you don't want to pay the price on ESPN Unlimited, use a VPN and check it out. Or on ESPN in the U.S., I will be at a football game, but I will absolutely be watching Rumble on my phone. I'm not missing this show. I'm not missing any of this show. This is too big of a show to miss. If I do miss anything, I am immediately watching it back. I'm not going to miss anything. I'll also have my phone on silent so that things don't get spoiled for me during the show. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to Herb and Raj Podcast for popping in and watching. Love y'all. Thank y'all. Peace.